really comes from beginning to understand the connections and links and ripple effects of that which we do. The core of any business really being long-term profitable is a series of things, but one of the most important ones is to work with who you are uniquely. Who's the essence of that company? So, for example, as DuPont Corporation realized that its essence was really about managing risk in the chemical industry, it started thinking about, wait a minute, that's what we're really good at. No one else can do it like we can. And what they did is started to shed and sell off those things that didn't fit. Then what you do is you say, within that field of managing risk in the chemical industry, how is it we can do that increasingly responsible in a way that's unique? So you combine those two things, the uniqueness of the business with what makes sense. Middle managers only have to ask themselves one question, and they can take on the exact same things that are in the book, which is, who is the whole that we serve? And it may be more than one. And by whole, I mean getting connected to specific customers, specific distribution channels, so that they can have the people who are internal really be thinking external. So middle managers just shifting from having people think about themselves as an internal team to an external team, and that may be multiples of them, depending on how many people are part of it. It shifts the mind completely so that everyone starts to be responsible for that which they serve and the people who really count on them, the customers. What really shifts responsibility is education and development. And by that I mean really having people be able to see something as a system, see the whole of which they're a part. Most people do not have the critical thinking skills just naturally when they come into a business. So what you're really doing is building two things through an education and development process. One is character. The absolute confidence of people to believe in what they're seeing and connect that to how it is that it's going to make a difference for the business. And the second is the ability to think well. You know, we hear jokes all the time about people make mistakes, and you say, what were they thinking? Well, they weren't thinking well. They were doing what David Bohm calls thoughting, which is, I'm thinking the way I've always thought, I've kind of passing it forward, there's nothing really new in it, and most importantly, it's not relevant to what's in front of me. So the really important part of this work, and I talk about it a lot in this book, is what kind of education, what kinds of development, what kinds of training do you have to build in to really even begin to think you could have a responsible business. So it's core, foundational, and the most important thing of responsibility.